Θα το δει. Συντρόφισσες και σύντροφοι, ξεκινάμε τα βιντεοσκοπημένα μηνύματα από αυτό του Βάλτερ Μπάγιερ, Προέδρου του Κόμματος Ευρωπαϊκής Αριστεράς και επικεφαλής υποψηφίου στις ευρωεκλογές από την Αυστρία.
Dear comrades, delegates of the first Pan-Hellenic Conference of Nea Arisτερά, the New Left. Unfortunately, I cannot attend your conference, so I salute you from my home office in Vienna. The forthcoming European elections take place in a very peculiar moment. Recently, the European Commission and the majority groups of the European Parliament, the Conservatives, the Social Democrats and the Liberals, agreed on new rules for the fiscal governance, which actually comes down to the reinstigation of the old and failed austerity politics. However, meanwhile, Europe has become the fastest warming continent in the world, and you in the European South, you know very well what this means, since you have experienced the disastrous bushfires in the recent years. Millions of Europeans suffer the cost of living crisis. In order to protect them, we would need strong welfare systems, pension systems, public services, healthcare facilities, public transport system, education, universities, schools and so on and so forth. This all requires investment, and this is the opposite of austerity politics. We need national and European investment programs in order to secure a just transition to a digitalized and ecological economy and society, in order to create green jobs and a sustainable way of production. All this is the opposite of austerity politics. That's why the fight against austerity is one of the core issues in the political manifesto which the European Left Party has adopted in its General Assembly last weekend in Ljubljana. It's true, Europe also stands at the precipice of wars being waged on the European soil and its neighborhood. And the European Left Party from its onset has been a party of peace and of the peace movement. That's why we condemn the Russian aggression against the Ukraine. We call for a ceasefire, for a return to the negotiation table and for a withdrawal of the Russian troops. In the same way, we demand from Israel to stop the barbaric bombing and destruction of Gaza, which meanwhile has caused more than 30,000 deaths and 1.9 million refugees. We demand from Israel that it abides to the judgment of the International Court of Justice, obliging it to refrain from any measures which could lead to a genocide. And we are aware of the fact that Europe and the European Union bears a huge responsibility for that what is happening in Gaza, as they have supplied Israel throughout the years and decades with weapons. And that's why we call now on the European Union to put pressure on Israel, to impose sanctions on Israel in order to stop the killing. And it's obvious that for a sustainable peace in Israel and Palestine, we need an autonomous, independent and viable Palestinian state. And the European Union has to recognize this state not tomorrow, but today, right away. Comrades and friends, in the forthcoming European elections, there is the realistic threat of a shift to the right in the European Parliament and a dramatic rise of the far right. Before this backdrop, we see divisions within the left in Europe. We, as the EL, understand that for this exist objective and subjective reasons which we have to acknowledge. That's why the party of the European left has to be the home of different tendencies of the left. It has to be a pluralistic space, if you wish, a left which is consisting of many and various lefts. However, in order to be efficient, the left in Europe has to be united. The European left wants to be an instrument of a united left. We want to see a united European left party and a united group in the European Parliament. Dear comrades, we know each other for a very long time. Some of you have even been involved in the foundation of the European Left Party 20 years ago. Together we fought against the Troika and the imposition of the brutal austerity measures on the Greek people. We even together visited the Pope in Rome. In one word, you belong to our family, to the family of the left in Europe, and I'm very much looking forward to the cooperation with your party. Let me wish your Congress a good outcome, good resolutions. I thank you very much for your attention. Dear comrades, delegates of the first Pan-Hellenic Conference of Nea